Hello, 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 hello. I'm trying to do something. I'm multitasking real quickly, but I need to find something. But I didn't want to leave you guys hanging still, because technically I'm here. But I wanted to find something that I wanted to read that I thought was hilarious when I heard it. Well, hello, hello. How are you guys? Let me see. Can I find it? Okay, I found it. This should be really, really funny to read. Oh my gosh. Well, hello, hello. Happy Tuesday, you guys. How are you? How are you? How are you? How are you? Yeah, sorry about the late start. I actually woke up late from my nap. And so I had already planned to make some mac and cheese to go with my chicken because it's a healthier mac and cheese. It's a protein plant-based mac and cheese. You know, trying to be air quotations a little bit healthier when you can. And I have found a specific brand that I actually really do enjoy. So yeah, I had already planned to make that to go with the chicken because I didn't have chicken for lunch. And I didn't want to have chicken for lunch because I don't like eating something heavy right after work when I'm literally about to go and just take a nap straight afterwards. So I had soup. At least that's what I've actually been having all week. So I've been very much enjoying soup. So yeah, so I didn't want to change my plans. I still wanted to have my mac and cheese, and I still got my mac and cheese. Was stream a little bit late? Yes. Is that okay? Yes, because I know you guys would want me to be happy, and I was happy having my mac and cheese and chicken. And so yeah. But here we are. We're live. I've had my mac and chicken. I am now really happy. And now we can finally get the stream going. But Green, I hope the cake turned out great and you didn't have to stress yourself out too much over it. And also, hello, Willow. Yep, let's go to live screen. Then we come over here. Did I? Okay, I unmuted that. Always have to check to make sure you unmute stuff. And let's join the world first. You do you think anybody's noticed our mistake we did last time? I'm trying to figure out if you think anybody has noticed that over there that we accidentally did. By complete accident. Totally did not mean to grow a giant tree. But yeah. I guess we'll see when we join today. Tragedy in every empire. Every empire. Okay. Everything seems to be all good.
Look at all those chickens.
Kiki! Hello.
Hello. You wanna know?
Can you watch 65 episodes of anime in a week?
65 episode anime in a week, yes. I can do about 24 I can do about 24 a day, so yeah, I can easily get.
Oh my god, do you sleep?
Do you not know that it's like what? It's 20 minutes per episode, 20, 40, 60. That's 3 episodes an hour. That's really easy.
Oh my god.
And sometimes it's a little bit less if you skip the intros and the outros.
Yes, so skipping the intro and outro, I can see where you get the 20 minutes. But what if they have like little side story things that they put after the outro?
If they're not beneficial to the story, it's not meant to be watched. You
How
gotta be
do
hardcore bingers. Go straight for only the meat of the movie or the show, technically.
But what if it's like a reason why something happened?
Is it in?
That's what the internet is for. You're checking it out. You can read the episodes and be like, oh yeah, this happened there, so just watch this one.
I don't think they would put something that small, like that incidental in one of those.
And even if it was, it would only be like an extra maybe minute or two, so it's not gonna affect it that much in the long run.
Yeah, usually aren't those like recaps anyway? Just being like, oh yeah, this happened here, and then this happened here. Tune out to next week because this might happen.
That used to be the standard where they would do that at the beginning of the episode and be like, last time on Dragon Ball Z, and then they were like, next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Well, you don't have to watch it next time because you're going to eventually see it. If you're just trying to get a preview, there's no point.
Yes, exactly.
And if you're binging it, you don't need to watch the last time because you just watched it literally a few seconds ago.
Yes, and that's the way that anime used to be. So with that, yeah, you can skip the introduction and the intro and hop right into the show. But the one that I'm watching right now, basically, what was it? It's basically introducing a character who's not really part of the story, but who's kind of like orchestrating the characters around. Like, actually, let me, what is it? Are you watching Solo Leveling?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I just finished the first season, so I got 4 episodes, hopefully not 5. I got 4 episodes I need to catch up on. So yeah, in Solo Leveling, it's the Shopkeep. Actually, am I thinking of the right show? No, right, that's a different show. Not in Solo Leveling. Have you watched Shangri-La Frontier?
No.
Okay.
Never figured out if I like it or not. Haven't figured out if I want to watch it or not. I haven't seen enough advertisement that made me interested.
Let's see. Imagine Sword Art Online, but without the harem.
It's the dude and his character build that's like I don't give a care about. Yeah. 100%.
Everybody talks about it, but it doesn't really play a part in the story.
I gotta watch the story, and I don't give a care. I don't want to watch a chicken head dude. My preference, my opinion.
Okay. Well, the thing is, in that show, they have like little There's a cute rabbit.
I've seen the rabbit. It hasn't been enough to make me want to watch it though.
You're like, yes, I know of all the cute animals. Nope. What was it? Oh yeah. So basically, both the main character and what's the opposite of a love interest? Like somebody who's interested in the main.
Oh, the frenemy.
An admirer. There we go. The main character and the main character's admirer. Basically, both. Well, they both shop at the same store because he shops at the store. That's why she shops at the store too. But basically the shopkeep at that store is like trying to like get her to build up courage to ask him, and then like she like slyly is getting both of them into the same game. One to help her out, but then two, I think she's just trying to push the game, getting commission or something. So it's funny seeing like different sides of that character, but you only see it in like the shorts because none of that really plays into the story. So they put it in like a little 1 minute clip at the end of some of the episodes.
If it doesn't play into the story, then why are you watching it?
Because the shopkeep is cool.
Okay, if it doesn't play into the story and it's not affecting the story, it's not important.
There's so many fish over here.
If it is not beneficial to the story, there is no point.
Kind of like all the beach episodes.
It's beneficial to
Yeah.
Well, those are what do you call them? Filler episodes. You know what? I guess it is filler.
Well, filler is sometimes still important, but not really important.
See, that's what I'm
But-
talking about. It's like they like put like a minute of filler at the end of the episode after the outro.
Well, if it's only a minute, it's not important. If it's a whole episode, then it's kind of important just because, like, yes, it's a filler, but it's still, like, showing a little bit. But a minute doesn't make a difference, especially if it's a filler.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
especially
yeah.
if you're trying to watch as much as possible. Sometimes you just have to sacrifice things to get as much as possible.
Yeah. Because I'm basically trying to catch up on Shangri-La Frontier and Solo Leveling, and I didn't realize that Shangri-La Frontier already has 40 episodes out. And
Solo
then-
Leveling just started, and and I can go ahead and tell you half of Solo Level. Well, you finished the first part. The other parts are just
Yeah, I can knock
Yeah.
that out in like 2 hours. Yeah,
it's not even 2
as far
hours
as
worth of
Solo Leveling-
episodes out.
Huh?
At least for Solo Leveling, there's not 2 hours worth of episodes out.
It's like 4 episodes.
That's not 2 hours worth, but okay.
Oh, you and your min-maxing.
It's nothing important anyway. Shoot, that's coming from the anime that literally put a recap episode as a whole episode at the end of the gosh dang first season. This first season was so slow, I could have freaking slept through it and understood everything. Gosh dang, who needs a recap after not even a full 12 episodes?
Wait. For Solo Leveling?
Yeah, Solo Leveling was such a slow anime, and it literally had a whole episode that was nothing but just a recap of the first season. They wasted a good episode for that mess.
In season 2?
No, season 1.
Yeah, they put it like right in the middle.
But yeah, that's such a waste.
Yeah, I was like, okay, cool.
Like, it was already
One
slow enough.
episode.
Basically, barely anything happened already.
Yeah. Sometimes they do that because of production reasons.
I could care less about production reasons. Shit, that was a waste of my time.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched it. What else am I supposed to do as I have to wait a whole week? Well, actually, I watched about half of it, then I realized it was literally nothing but a filler, and then I stopped. Because it was
Halfway
pointless.
through the episode?
Well, I thought maybe something might happen. You know, I was trying to give it the benefit of the doubt, which was pointless anyways, because why give it the benefit of the doubt when literally it was nothing but a filler? It was
So,
a lie.
I feel that because as soon as I saw the recap episode, I'm like, is this going to be one of those recap episodes that's actually worth watching? And I was like, you know what? I don't want to. I don't.
Are recap episodes usually worth watching? I feel like they're not, unless you're like really invested in the show.
Yeah.
If you aren't binging the show, and
If it's
you
like a
aren't
really
watching
good
it, like,
show that you're really
currently.
enjoying, yeah.
Mhm.
If you're really enjoying it, like even enough to like rewatch, like sometimes there's like certain animes I'm okay with doing that because like I'm really into it and I'm okay with rewatching it because I'm probably gonna like rewatch it anyways in the end. But Solo Leveling was had such a slow first season, like there was no point of putting a recap episode.
Yeah, and especially for me because I was binging it, so I'm like, I remember what happened 2 hours ago. Like, move out of the way. Give me the next episode.
Also, if
So,
you're
yeah.
speed watching a show, I feel like you miss certain details, and if you're like, instead of just like, so obviously you're in a rush and stuff like that, I understand that, but I feel like with binge watching, you're watching it so fast that you're just picking up on certain things and not picking up on anything else. I don't know. That's kind of how I feel about like speed watching and binge watching and stuff like that. So.
Oh yeah. Retention goes out the window when you binge. Like, unless it's like really, really good, and unless you like review the show afterwards. Like once you binge a show and be like, okay, next. That depending on your brain, more than half of that stuff is just gonna fall right out of your ears. But for me, it's like I remember the really good shows because we do like a 45-minute discussion on them, and those are the shows that like last in my memory. Yeah, because I'm doing the podcast, I remember more shows than I would otherwise. So many fish over here.
And if it's good enough anyways, shit, I'm gonna sit there and remember something that's more memorable than something that's not.
Yeah. But yeah, I didn't really think Solo Leveling was that slow.
Oh, no, it was hella slow. Dude, I could have slept through that mess. It was so slow.
Oh, speaking of sleeping, before Signature gets here, I tried to watch Dragon Ball Daima, and I fell asleep like 3 times.
Couldn't do it.
The first episode was a recap episode, but it was like a sneaky recap episode. It was like 2 characters are trying to find out some information, so they have this like I want to call it like a techno crystal ball. It's like this orb with all these different kind of miniature screens showing like different moments in time, and what they were doing were like they were like rotating like different scenes around, and they were like they were kind of like reacting to them. Whereas like Majin Buu would come out and they're like, oh yeah, Majin Buu, blah blah blah, and they would talk about it, and like the scene would play out, and then they would like move to another part, and they're like, oh, like basically reviewing a battle that happened because they weren't there, and then starting to make plans based on what happened. So they were distracting you from the fact that it was a recap episode of Dragon Ball Z, and I was like, I caught that one was cleverly veiled, and it took me a while to catch on.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. And then once they started to get to the story, I fell asleep. And then I was like, oh no, I fell asleep. Okay, well that's weird. Let's see, what are y'all up to? And then the third time, I was gone, and I was like, okay, let me go to bed.
It's just not meant to be, or I'm just too tired.
Yeah, because I had just finished watching all of Solo Leveling, and then I had started another show, and I was like, this one's not great. but it has some interesting aspects I want to talk about, so I'll put it on my list. And then I was like, but I really want to get to Daima since Signature was giving it high praise. And I fell asleep. I'm like, oh no. But yeah, and I'm like, okay, it's a recap episode because like I already knew what they were saying, like what they were talking about. I'm like, yeah, and then he does this and he turns him into a cookie and he eats them, and I'm like, yeah. Why? When are we gonna get to the actual? I'm like, what is this season of? What is this show about? I already know what Dragon Ball Z is about, and I didn't get that far. But yeah, I don't. This season, like, there's so many fantasy shows and so many sequels. It's like a rough one to like jump into. So I'm like, there's no like straightaway home runs where I'm like, as soon as I see the picture, I'm like, yep, I'm checking this one out.
Mm-hmm.
And then we didn't do an upcoming episode because we were on hiatus. So I don't know any of the synopses. I don't know what any of the pictures look like. I'm just hopping into episode 1 of everything, and I'm like,
You're like, oh crap, here we go again.
yeah. So, yeah. Oh, and I did some testing, and like, I'm able to do the show on 3 platforms with the software that I have now. So I'm like, okay, cool. And then
Which ones? Twitch, YouTube, and what?
And Facebook.
Facebook. Interesting.
Yeah. There's like an anime page over there. And I did a test stream. Like I did a real stream named test stream. And like the moment I went live, somebody was like, follow. I'm like, what did you, it says test stream? And then the description is like, this is just a test. And as soon as I went live, somebody was like, follow. And I'm like, what? Okay. This worries me about the actual show. But yeah, the podcast is coming back. I am excited.
Nice.
I'm happy to talk about anime again. It's been too long. Vicky, how was your weekend?
It was annoying.
Oh no.
Well, it was more like tiring. Gosh dang, looking for cars are tiring.
Car?
Yeah, my car died.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Was it just like an age thing? Or
No, the timing mechanic thingy bobber went out, and apparently when that goes out, it basically bends certain things in the engine that basically just requires you to have to get like a completely whole new engine.
yeah.
And because my car is technically from 2008 and it's discontinued, that it would be too hard to find parts to get it fixed. And so buying a brand new engine was like $6,000.
Oof.
So it was just better off to look for a new car.
Oh no.
And then even though I found some cars that I'm like, I found like 2 different types of cars that I was interested in, but I wasn't like paying attention to like, you know, the description of the car basically telling you like all the benefits of it until like this past weekend. And I just learned that one of the 2 cars that I like has technically also been discontinued back in 2018. And then it had me thinking I probably shouldn't get in the same situation that I was in with my first car. Because my first car I bought, I bought it in 2013, but it was a 2008, but it also got discontinued in 2008. And I guess I was just very lucky that I've never had a problem with my car until like the final problem, which was the problem that put it in the grave anyways.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, if I get this other car that I like, but it was discontinued, it would probably be hard for me to find parts for it, which is annoying because I liked it out of like the two cars that I was like in between the two cars, I liked that one the most. But I mean, it's not like I don't like dislike the other car that I'm also looking at. It's just like I liked that specific one the most out of the two cars.
Okay.
And then on top of that, I also learned that the first car was only going to get 18 miles per gallon. And
Okay.
Was it a Hummer?
no, it was a Ford Taurus. It apparently only gets.
Car? Is that the melty looking car?
Not really. I don't know what you consider melty looking, but that's what that was only gonna get 18 miles per gallon compared to the 2020 Malibu that gets 29 miles per gallon.
Yeah.
And the Malibu is technically closer. Like when my car first died, I have no idea or any information on cars whatsoever, so I don't know anything. So I was like, what's the closely related car to like my car? So it'd be like similar, and that's what the Malibu was. And so that's why I've always just been, when we first started looking at cars, I was looking at Malibus. And so now I've just decided to only look at the Malibu since it's like better than what I originally wanted to go for. And it's something that's still being made and also shouldn't have issues trying to find parts for. And it just has a better miles per gallon thing.
Okay. Yes. And it's like that was a situation you had to worry about pre-COVID as far as like getting a car that's discontinued because it'll be hard to get the parts. But now post-COVID, like it's really important to check that out too. Which sucks for me because like my car got discontinued during right after COVID. Like when all the auto manufacturers were like culling all of their models and like simplifying everything.
Hi Fluff, how are you?
Yeah, like the car that I have right now, they don't make anymore. God dang it! I wanted to get a newer version.
Yeah, that's like that was my original thing at the beginning. Was all like, let me see what the newer version of my car is, and it was all like, oh, this car was discontinued back in 2008, which makes sense because technically it was a Saturn, and Saturns technically don't exist anymore.
Yeah, I was like a Saturn.
Yeah, so I mean that right there should have probably been the clue that, hey, they probably don't even make this car anymore. But you know, hard-headed people sometimes just don't pay attention.
Yeah, one of the cars that I wanted was a Pontiac. They don't make Pontiac's gone. Crap, what was it? I lost my thought.
You were talking about your car.
I mean, checking out graveyards, or not graveyards, junkyards.
Oh yeah, let me check out a graveyard real quickly. I might be able to find something that's like just barely alive.
Well, if you're a necromancer, like a solo level, you can just raise the car from the dead.
Oh, that's true. Well, if I could have done that, I would have done that to my own car. I wouldn't be in this situation. Noms was
It's all rattling 'cause the timing's
amazing.
Man. Yeah. The car that I'm in right now, it needs some maintenance, and like it's some of the bigger maintenance.
I'm moving the frogs in.
Money for it right now.
How'd you get there?
I'm just keeping my fingers crossed.
How'd you get
until I
there?
can figure something out.
How the fuck did you get there?
Are you just ignoring all the lights on the
That's not
dashboard?
even like a block. How the fuck you get in there?
I was
That's
gonna
a
say no,
mage.
but there is one light. It's the tire pressure light. And I didn't ignore it at first. I'm ignoring it now. Because
Is that
of what
the
it
tire
means.
pressure sensor thingy that costs
Yeah,
like $30 per one?
Oh, it's only $30?
It's something like that. I know I needed like all 4 of them in my car, and I just never bought them because I figured, I can just look at the car and see when the tire's flat.
Yeah.
Why do I need to buy a sensor for it to tell me?
Yeah. So what was it? I think right when it started getting cold.
Yep, that's usually what happens.
Yep, it went off, and I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, that means that the tires
Yep, these are the
a
first
little
2
bit
frogs.
smaller because
I'm seeing how it goes because I technically don't want to fully enclose
it should be
this
fine. And then it
because I
got
feel like it'll be a
warmer,
lot of
and then it didn't
glass.
turn off.
On top of the fact that since this
That light's
tree
still
grew,
on.
it's kind of hard to fully
You gotta
enclose
take it
it
over
now.
Oh, good old
So
discount and have them check it
I
out.
figured I would do
And,
just push
and they're like, yeah, it's a bad
do like
sensor.
a
And
few
they're like, "We don't do that
in
here."
because
I'm
since
like,
they can jump 8
"Oh,
blocks
hell."
straight up, I gotta make sure they can't
I'm
like
I'm
jump
gonna have to
straight
probably
out.
take it over the fire slow.
So I need to make sure I
And
put
they're
like just a little bit of a lip
and
over
I had them check
areas
it
that
out,
I
and
know
they're like,
that
well,
if they
no,
can jump on top
got an
of,
oil
they could get
change,
in.
And then while I was there, I was like, that light's also on. And they're like, yeah, it's probably a bad sensor, and we would have to like check all of them to find out which one's the bad one. And we also noticed that you need some tires. So the best thing that you could do is go ahead and get the 2 tires to replace the ones that you have, so that we don't have to charge you for labor twice. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. I don't want to spend all that money though. So I haven't. And like every 2 weeks or so, I drive over to Discount and I'm like, hey, can you check my tire pressure? They're like, oh, okay. I'm like, oh, you're fine. I'm like, okay, thank you. And then it dropped to like 20 degrees. And the dude was like, well, since it's going to get really cold, your tires are supposed to be at 32 PSI. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to inflate it to 40 PSI. So then I'm like, 40?
Yeah. The
I'm like,
compensated.
dude, no, I have 2 like tires that I'm gonna need to replace soon. And he's like, oh, okay. I'm
Blow it up.
blowing. I'm over there. You're like, no, man. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'll do 36. And I'm like, that's still high, but okay, fine. But yeah, Jesus Christ.
You'd have more things to worry about once the tire exploded.
Yeah. Well, like, he blew it up, so I'm like, y'all owe me tires. That's what I should have said. Like, yeah, put everything to like, do what you think. Blow up my tires, give me 2 new tires. But with my luck, they're like, oh, we don't have your tires in the stock, and then I'll just be stuck.
I think this through. I don't know how to get the frog around now. I thought it would be easier to like, I don't know. I guess I thought negotiation was easy. It's the hell not.
I hate going to car dealerships and trying to talk to them because it's a whole thing and it's just like it's a whole game you have to play with them and it's the worst.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought it would be easy because since I'm not going to finance through the car dealership, I figure I can just be like, hey, I'm coming in with cash. What good deal can you give me? And
Like
they're
you're
just also,
buying, like you're buying a microwave or something.
And they're like, well, this is the cash offer right here. And I'm like, then what's the regular offer if I didn't have the cash? Like, this isn't even a good offer to begin with if I have cash. And I'm like, and I'm annoyed with that. And the other thing I'm annoyed with is that my one thing that I want in my new car is an automatic start. That is like the one thing I won't give on.
Automatic what?
An automatic start, like a remote start.
Oh. So
Yeah.
you can like warm up the car without going to the car?
Yes.
Oh man, that must be nice.
Yeah, that's like my one, like if I'm gonna get a new car, I'm gonna get one with remote start. Because yes, there's people who can technically install remote starts into cars, but I want to be on the safe side and just already have it like technically be in the car.
Yeah, you go outside and your car's running already and be like, what the heck?
Yeah, but like, even though I literally looked up the car and it says that the car comes with like remote start, like the amount of people I've gone to and they're like, oh no, this version doesn't have remote start. But you know, you can easily just like pay to have remote start put in. I'm like, if I'm already paying this amount of money to get the car, why do I need to fork over more money to get a remote start in it? I want to already have the remote start in the gosh dang car. Like, it makes no sense for me to be freaking having to fork over extra money in a car that should already have it.
Yeah.
And they're making me so mad because they're like, oh, just buy the car and add the remote start later. You mean I'm spending $11K on a car and you can't already have one that has the remote start in there? I gotta spend another $200 on top of maybe whatever else that might be wrong with the car because you don't want to tell me? No, I'm gonna get it already with the remote start on it. Stop telling me to buy it because I just want it already in there. They were like, hey, Joe, work just. No, I don't care. I'm like, this is the deal breaker if it doesn't have remote start. Well, it's fine. Just have somebody else do it.
Yeah, dealing with car dealerships is always like it feels like you're doing them a favor. It's just like, oh yeah, I would like to buy this car. I have the amount of money. I want to maybe lease it. I want to do all these things. And it's like, but are you sure? But like, we can do this, this, and this. It's like, no, I want this, this, and this. But okay, it's gonna be at this price. Is that okay? It's like, no, not really. It's gonna be, I want this price. And it's just like,
you want to talk about doing them a favor? Let's try the fact. Okay, first car dealership I went to, I was looking at a 2020 Malibu. It was saying that the price was $9,999. And so that was like before all the taxes and the titles and all that stuff. So I'm like, okay, let me go ask about this. And they give me the finance paper. Oh, I wish I still had it because I trashed it after I actually had a conversation with them, because I actually had my dad go and get the finance paper because, you know, I tried to give the benefit of the doubt, but you know, it's 2025. Car dealership thinks that females don't know anything about cars, which granted, some people don't. I have no clue or anything, so I don't want them putting a fast one over me just because I'm female. So I sent my dad to go get the paper. He comes back with the paper. Like it went from 9,000 to like 13K, and I was like, what the hell? And I'm looking at this piece of paper and I'm like, it's like, what? Car certification tax, delivery tax, and then like the title. And I'm looking at this, I'm like, what the hell is this stuff? Because the certification tax, $995. Delivery tax, $995. The title of the car, $900.
What do you mean delivery? Don't they have it?
Yes, it's sitting in their lot. So I'm like, what the hell are these fees? So it was like 3K extra charge on the car, and I'm like, the hell is this stuff? So then I actually finally went down there with my mom to go and talk to them. And I'm like, okay, can you explain to me what these fees are. And they're like, okay, well, the certification charge is because of all the work we had to do on the car after we bought it. So we just stuck that on there. So sadly, you're going to have to foot that bill. I'm like, why is that not in the like original car price deal?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. Next one. What's the delivery fee? They're like, oh, well, we bought the car in an auction in a different state, so we had to drive it back over here.
$4,000?
I'm like, I didn't come here and tell you to go and get the car from another state to buy it. As far as I see, it's out there on that lot. So it didn't come from a different state. It's sitting right there in my eyes. So I don't see why I'm forking over the bill because you guys bought it in another state
far away.
and had to drive it back yourself.
That's your fault.
And after he told me that, I was like, thank you, and I walked out. Because I was all like, why am I paying for this? He's like, well, that's also just another bill you're going to have to deal with. I'm like, thank you, walked out. I was done with that place. And then, like I said, on top of that, the title for the car was also $900, which I've already looked at like 3 other cars, and nowhere near remotely has the title been like even over $300. So I'm trying to figure out why that title for the car was almost $900. Just the title.
Yeah, I had my uncle with me when we were trying to lease my car, or the car I got in Florida, and then the car that I got now.
I will.
And I was just watching a minister at work because he works in finance.
That sadly
so
never seems to change. Yeah.
So it was just watching
so that's
that.
why
because they.
That's why I don't going to look at stuff because I don't want them to try to pull anything over me just because I'm female and I don't know anything about it.
A game kind of, and it's just so annoying. Yeah. But you have to play it with them. And he was like, oh yeah, they were talking to each other and they were just watching a tennis match, but it was so interesting.
Man.
Before leaving for Florida, we were looking at 3 dealerships, and one was okay, and it was like, okay, we'll think about it and stuff like that. And then the other one was like not the best, and the dealer was like just, I guess, he had someone else that was the worst that was looking for at the car, and he was like, yeah, this is going to be a better option because you're not buying now, obviously, or you're not leasing now, you're just looking around. So it was like, okay, this guy is not the greatest, this dealership isn't the greatest. So we looked at the last dealership, and it was just like, okay, yeah, this is actually kind of cool. Well, when we get to Florida, we'll definitely check this one out. So it was like, it ended up working out, but it was just watching all these dealerships they all look miserable too, so it's like you chose to do this job, so why are you working on it? I don't know.
Getting my current car, it took 8 hours for me to get. I was there. The keys were in sight, and it took me 8 hours.
To get the car? Why did it take 8 hours?
So, back when I used to work down south, 2 jobs. The ceiling was leaking on my other car. And I was telling my boss that I need to go get another car, and she's like, oh, I can help you with that. And I was like, oh, really cool. And she's like, yeah, and they like to haggle and stuff like that, and then this and that. And I'm like, yeah, I've heard that. And he's like, yeah, I'll make sure that you get a good deal. I'm like, okay. So we go down there, and then they start saying some things that I understand, and I'm like, okay, that seems right.
Okay, we're gonna have to make sure
blah 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 blah.
That
and then
they don't get out.
And then they go.
So back to the room.
And then they come back with some papers that are slightly different. And then he's like, okay, so we can do this. And I'm like, okay, that sounds about right. He's like, no. Some other stuff. And then they go and change the papers again and then come back. And I'm like, and I look at the monthly payment and I'm like, it's going down by $5. it's not worth being here any longer to keep lowering it like a couple dollars at a time. And then he's like, okay, how about this? I'm like, yeah, let's do that. And he's like, no. And then I'm like, and he's like, okay, well, I gotta
this
go
is how
because
far
I need
and
to
I'm gonna
pick up my
go,
son
'cause like I
and do
said,
some
I
other stuff.
don't-
And I'm like, okay. And then she
I
leaves.
can't use
and then
this
I'm
to
like,
get
okay.
out.
And he's like,
Okay.
is that right? I'm like, yes.
Oh,
Okay,
I
let's me find
found
out.
a hole.
And then he
That's
gets
the
like
one
the
thing
real
about
paperwork that I'm about to
having
sign.
this mess is I can't
And then,
see.
Um,
I don't think
it takes like 2 hours.
they know
for
how
all
to
that
climb
stuff to, and he's
vines, so I
he
think
pulled
we
the
should be
car up,
good,
He has the key.
hopefully.
I have the keys in my hand. And then he's like, yeah. And then we're
Who
gonna go
locks
to the other
is
room and
this?
sign the final paperwork, and then
1,
we're good to go.
2, 3,
And then she
4,
comes back,
5, 6,
and then
7.
he's like, yeah, and then we do
8.
this, and then I my oil changes. Like,
We're just gonna hope that they don't
They
know
said
how
for
to
life,
jump up
but
there.
that was a lie. I had a certain quantity of oil changes that were covered. And then a couple things here and
But
there.
hi, Will,
and
how
I was
are
like, yeah.
you?
So I'll just sign this paper and then I get to go home. And she's like, let me look at it. And I'm like, please. Please. I've been here for 6 hours. And it's your fault. Like, I
So
could have been
close.
gone before lunch.
So close yet so far away.
And then she's like, what about this one thing? And he's like, oh, okay. And he looks at me and I'm like, what are you looking at me for? And he's like, okay, well, let me see if I can talk to my supervisor. And then he leaves again. And I'm like, I'm gonna die here. And then he changes one last thing.
This is like
The
the
whole
one
time,
area
like, I've had the
I
keys
don't
in my
know
hand
if
for
you
like
might
4
be able to
hours.
jump
And I'm like,
into, so
These are some
Gonna-
nice keys. I sure wish I could use them.
yeah.
yep,
Like,
basically.
and I'm looking at the highway from the thing, just getting more and more full. And I'm like, by the time I leave here, it's going to be 5 p.m. I am on the other side of the city from where I live. I'm not going to get
Nice
home till like 9
traffic.
o'clock.
Yep.
And then she leaves, and then I'm finally signing the last bit of paperwork. And then she calls again, and I'm like, I don't want to answer this. But she's calling, so I guess it's important. And she's like,
Hopefully this
oh,
is
so how'd it go?
good.
And I'm like, I'm still signing the paperwork. She's like, you're still there? And I'm like, fucking
Okay, hopefully this is fine. We'll see. So we should have 6 frogs in
help.
here, and there should be 6
For
frogs in
real.
the end.
Like, you did save me some money, but you took my entire day.
I want to go one more this one.
And that's the card I currently have.
Okay, there we go.
It's paid off. Like, yes.
Ty, how are you? I'm good.
Congrats.
I'm good.
But yeah, oh my god. I don't ever want to buy another car again.
So like, so dealing with this right now is like stressing me out to the point where I just like want to take a week off of streaming because it's irritating me. Because it's like, you guys are the ones that have all these cars that's been sitting here on the lot. I'm doing you a favor by trying to buy these cars. I know, but not every day people are just all like, let me just go into this specific car dealership to see if I can just buy, like walk out with a car right then and there. So you should be trying to like hackle any deal you can get because the car is just sitting there losing value as each day goes by anyways.
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
So I'm like at the point like, I just go like, I will take this car if you put in, like if you go get the automatic start in this car, same price. Because if you're saying, because the other thing that's irritating me is that he doesn't, like, you're advertising it as saying that it's supposed to have automatic start, but it's not having automatic start. Because you also just apparently don't know if it has automatic start either.
Why is automatic start so important? Just because you just wanted to like start it up?
Because working 4 a.m. shift, sometimes it's cold in the morning, and I like to
Yeah,
get
I get
into
it.
a warm car.
That makes sense.
Also, apparently, just starting your car and going is not that good for the car, and they say you should let it run for a little bit before you put it in gear. But I already don't want to have to wait longer than I have to do when I leave, and so I already leave at like the last minute possible. So if the car could already be running before I go out there, it's probably beneficial for the car.
Yeah, I don't let the car warm up. I'm like, I'm ready to go. And the car's like, stretch first. And I'm like, oh, you don't.
It was like, let's go. And so, yeah, that's what they say. They say, like, you shouldn't just, like, code start your car and then leave. You should let it go or something. But like I said, I mean, it's also like 2025. If I'm going to get a new car, it's going to be at least 2015 or newer. And you would think by then, like, it would already have, like, a remote start. Because apparently, like, having a reverse camera is, like, a requirement in new cars or something like that. So I'm like...
I hate it.
Yeah, I'm like, I feel like you just become too dependent on it after a while.
I will not buy a car I can't see the back out of the back of.
Yeah, that's like my only complaint with the Malibu too, because it's like the back end of it feels like it's so closed up compared to like my old car.
Oh, I did look up the Taurus. The 2000 Taurus is the melty one.
Oh, well, no wonder, because I've never seen a 2000 one. I've only seen a 2018 and a 2016 one.
Yeah, I seen one. It's like if somebody took like a drawing of a car and then like melted it a little bit. Like the front's kind of saggy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, I just want to get the repairs of my car done. I don't have to worry about it.
I just want to go ahead and get a car so I can stop having this stress on me. It's literally what I've been dealing with for the last 3 weeks.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what you meant.
Yeah. I haven't had a car for 3 weeks.
Oh.
And then having to like go back and forth arguing with my dad because when it first happened, I was like, oh my gosh, I was so stressed out when it first happened because I didn't know the first thing to do. I had no clue where to even start. I had no idea what kind of car to even look into.
Someone needs to sleep.
Oh, sorry. I am. It's bright because it's raining on me, and I'm like face deep in gravel.
Yeah, so I had like no idea like where to start, and then my parents are just like, well, what are you gonna do, what car are you gonna get, what blah blah blah, this and that, and I'm being bombarded from all different sides of different questions I don't know how to answer, but apparently saying I don't know is also not a good answer to say either. So I was like, I was just so stressed out.
Just say I'm getting a Ferrari or a Lambo.
I was about to say I'm getting a Lamborghini.
Which also probably wouldn't have been the right answer either, knowing them. And so yeah, I was just so stressed out. And then they were like, well, what kind of car do you want? What? I'm like, and I just like threw out an answer. I'm like, just something with 4 wheels that will get me there. Which obviously apparently isn't the right answer, because as a dad, apparently they just go and get something that's 4 wheels. Because you say you don't have standards, but you actually do have some sort of standards to a point. And so there was like a lot of that going back and forth with my dad, because like the first car he came to me was all like, well, I can get you this 2000 car that's owned by a mechanic, so it, you know, that means it runs so smooth and perfectly because it's owned by a mechanic, and you don't have to pay $2,500. I'm like, no. I'm not getting a car that was older than my own car, all because it was air quotations owned by a mechanic, which means it's going to be fine.
Oh, so one thing about like doing something as a profession, you don't want to do it in your free time too.
Apparently the mechanics do, apparently.
Well, it's like, yeah, it won't be broken, but it, like, as far as like keeping it like in tip top shape, no.
No, he was happy that it was in tip top shape and everything, and I'm like,
No. You would think that with a mechanic. But
yeah, no.
and maybe
so,
like there's definitely some out there that like, yeah, they do that. But it's like the trend goes, if you do something as for a living, you do not want to do that in your free time.
Yeah, and so that right there was like one of the first, like that like I had to like tell him no, I don't want that, and have that back and forth with him until he finally got it in his head that no, I'm not going to get a 2000 car. Like, and after, and my mom was like, okay, so what's your dad talking about? And then I told her, she was like, no, you're not getting a car that's even older than your first car. And so we got past
a car that's older than you.
yeah, and so that was the first thing. And then he comes to me with a SUV, and I'm like, I don't want an SUV. I want a car that is what I want.
No Escalade.
No, I don't. I like the cars. But he was all like, this is from our family friend's student who owns a car dealership and can get you a really good price for it. And I'm like, And then I have that feeling of, well, I don't want to like upset the family friend if I say no. But I also, so then I was all like, and I'm like, but I also don't want the SUV either, because I'm like looking at the picture. I'm like, okay, that's when I realized, I don't have standards, but I do have standards. Because I'm like, I guess I can get past the outside color. It's okay. And I looked at the inside, it was this two-tone brown leather color, and I'm like, I can't get past that. And it wasn't just a seat, it was the side, it was like everything, and I'm so like, I can't get past that. I was like, it's so ugly. I'm like, there's no way I can get past that. So I was like, well,
what kind of interior do you like?
solid one color.
Apparently not all leather.
Well, leather is fine. I don't care about the leather. It was just that it was a two-tone, like, I would do tan, but no, it was like a two-tone, like, dookie brown color. I couldn't. It was just no way I can. I was like, no. Like I said, it wasn't just the seat, it was also the dash. It was the side paneling of the doors. There was no, like, if it was just a seat, okay, I can put seat covers over on it and cover it up. Everything else was also that same exact color, and I was all like, I can't with this. I can't. I hate it. I don't like it.
Okay. For me, I'm like a dark gray cloth interior, and I'm good.
I think mine is like silverish.
Okay.
So it's not too bad.
Like most interiors, I don't mind, honestly. It can be cloth or leather, either or. But if it's leather, I think nowadays most cars that have leather interior now comes with like heated seats and stuff. And then like the newer cars come with like heated and cooling seats.
I don't think I've ever tried cooled seats.
I haven't either. I just know, like, when I was like looking at cars, I saw that. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Now they're going for both ways.
Okay.
So yeah, I was like, well, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. I'll go and see the car in person. Well, the day we go and see it, I don't know, like, it was like after work. So I was already like grumpy because if it's a Monday and a Tuesday, I always go to sleep after work. Wednesday is like the only day my body's conditioned to be fine if I don't go to sleep because I stream afterwards. Monday and Tuesday, no. So I had the biggest headache to the point where I just couldn't even have my eyes open. I had the biggest headache going to go look at this car. So I was already irritated. Which, yeah, I guess if you're going to go look at something, you should go with an open mind. I was already irritated. I wanted to go back home. It was a 30-minute drive there during almost the start of rush hour time where everybody's about to get off. And my city is already known for having, like, top-tier worst traffic because the people who built the interstates are the stupidest people known to mankind. And so it was that, like, by the time we got done looking at the car, it was like an hour to get home now. And so we get there and I'm like, okay, let me just look at this car. And she gives me a key, a singular key. And I'm like, there's no remote start on this car. I don't want it. And so then my dad was all like, oh, it's a deal breaker. There's no remote start. And they're like, oh, we don't have the key fob yet for it, but it does have remote start. So he's like, oh, it does have remote start. So I'm like, oh my gosh. So then I get it back and I get in the car and I'm like, this color from the picture is 10 times worse than what it looked like in person. I'm like, no. But I can't just straight out say that to their face. But I'm just all like, in my head, I'm like, I can't do this. I can't. This is just so ugly. I can't change the paneling and the like dashboard. I can change the seat. I can cover the seat up. I can't cover everything else up.
Spray paint.
And then on top of that, it's like the chrome, like, side, not paneling but lining, I guess you can, like the reflective lining, like that's like on the dashboards and stuff. It trim. Was all, yeah, the trim, there we go, like the reflective trim and stuff was all crackling and buckled up and everything. So I was all like,
I was sitting in the sun.
Yeah, like, yeah, that's actually a perfect example of that. So yeah, so that's what that looked like. And then, like, it didn't have like a middle console where like you open up and you can put stuff. It had an armrest, and it was leather, but it was also buckled and crackled and everything. And I'm like, I don't like how this feels when I put my arm there. And I'm like,
because a lot of arms have been there.
Yeah, and then it's like it was a 2013, and like, you know, sometimes some people could take really good care of car. Like, I took really great care of my car, in my opinion. And then I'm looking at this car and I'm like, this person was like rough on this car. And I'm like the visors is like discolored and everything. And I'm like, and then I started getting like real nitpicky about things. And I'm like, I can't do this car. I was like, no, I just can't.
It's like wearing used underwear.
Yeah, and I'm like, I was trying to go in with an open mind, but I went from saying any car with four wheels to I now have some sort of a standard, and I just can't take any car with four wheels. So
I bet your dad was happy about that because he was like, okay, cool, now finally options.
Yeah, I mean, after I finally got him over, like, he's all like, if you take this car, you don't have to have like a big car payment, because like I had already given myself that I was at least going like at the max, I'm only gonna take out like a 10K loan at the max, and I've already been approved to take out at least a 10K loan. But he was all like, with this, you can take out even less, because I think after like going over everything, they only wanted like 7,000 and some change. And
it's not
like,
too bad.
Yeah, it's not, especially when like me, myself, and I can bring 2K cash by myself. Probably a little bit more, because I've technically decided to wait until to see if I get any money from income tax.
Oh, that's right.
So I was like, so I can probably even get even just a little bit more to put onto it, which is upsetting, because I was really like excited that I was actually going to like use my income tax to actually buy some things I've been holding off from wanting to get for a few years. But once again, I guess I'll just have to push that back another year. Because now I gotta put my income tax towards a car so I can get like even
responsibilities.
Yeah. After paying taxes all year, the one time I think I get the money that I can actually use for something I want to, and then something major has to happen to the point where now I have to have a monthly car payment, which I didn't have to have before. And I don't have the money to technically straight out buy a car because I don't want to go with anything really old. And I feel like if I just go with something newer, it will last me longer.
Yeah. When I got my car, it had 30,000 miles. And it was
my car only had, I think, 50,000. I found like the original buying paper when I was cleaning it out. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, I bought my 2008 and 2013 with only one owner, 50,000 miles, and I bought it at $10K.
Yeah, we almost did the same thing.
Yeah, and I'm looking
does
at
that mean my car's about to die now?
and I'm like looking at that. I was like, and that just shows you like how like 10 years changes, because it's like back then if you can get a car that was like, it was 2008, so it was like 2013, so it was like a 5-year difference, and it had 50,000 miles, and you were able to get that for $10K. Nowadays, I can only find cars around $10K that has like over 100K miles.
Jesus.
And I'm like, yeah, that's okay, but like, sheesh, how was I able back in 2013 to buy a car for 50K for 10,000?
Yeah, it's 100% supply chain.
And it's so annoying.
Cause like I didn't even know, like I was about to get a different car. One thing that my boss actually really did help me with finding the car that I did find. Like I just went straight to CarMax and I'm like, I think I can afford that. And then she looked at it and she was like, oh no. Come back tomorrow and I'll have a car for you. And I'm like, okay. And then she found the car with 30,000 miles, one owner, and like I think the car was 8 years old or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like 11K. And I'm like, wow, where'd you find this? And yeah, during the pandemic, all of those gyms got bought up. So now it's only like, and everybody started holding on to their cars longer because newer cars weren't being made. So yeah, basically like the entire fleet of cars everywhere is just getting worn out.
Yeah, and then it's like, I don't want a car for like an accident and stuff. And then
absolutely not.
And then oh my gosh, also my headache of car shopping. I learned that if people don't provide you the Carfax, that mess costs if you try to get one yourself.
Oh.
Cause I might have went to a few sketchy dealerships that had the sign out there that says "Habla Español" and say that we speak Spanish. I'm like, okay, that must mean they have like a few people who can, speak Spanish. Not that they'll have somebody come out there that speaks mainly Spanish and very broken English.
So you were thinking bilingual.
Yeah, I was thinking bilingual. I was not thinking a native Spanish speaker that learned English to sell cars. And so I'm over here asking for the Carfax, and they're like, you can get the VIN number and look up yourself. And I'm like, okay, well, can I just know, do you know if the car has been in any accidents? And they're like, oh, we can show a picture of what state we got the car in. And I'm looking at the car. Gosh, car has been T-boned. I'm like, thank you for these lovely pictures. I'm just going to go now.
Picture of the car wrapped around a tree. Like, we straightened it out.
And then in my head, I'm trying to figure out, like, you did all these repairs. How is this car still underneath 10K?
Yeah, they got to make money somehow, and it's unfortunate, or I guess some of them, I guess, don't choose it. But like some majority of car dealerships, the only way they get paid is through commission. So it's like they kind of have to like be forceful on purpose.
They gotta get them cars out the door.
Yeah. So like, I don't know. Like I feel like I want to hackle trying to get like stuff, like get either the, if I'm coming in with cash, I feel like I want to hackle trying to get it down cheaper, but I don't know the right way of going about it, or like, I don't know. I just feel like if you go into buying a car, I feel like you should be able to, especially if you're going in with cash for the whole thing, you should be able to like get the price cheaper, especially when you're not financing them, because they're like, oh, I don't have to deal with this person like making sure they make the payments, don't have to make sure like this, that, or whatever. Like, that's a good thing. I get this car off my lot and then I can go find another car. So I don't understand why people are like eager to negotiate anything.
Because they're more like, I'm kind of hoping that they miss the payments, so then we can take the car back and have them.
Well, that's different if they're financing it. The person's saying they're coming in with cash. Why aren't you excited?
That's why they would prefer it to be financed through them, because then there's that option for them. Would you ever get a Tesla?
No.
No?
No.
Recently.
Any electric vehicle?
I would get an electric vehicle, yes. It will not be a Tesla.
Okay.
It will 100% not be a Tesla. But I would get an electric vehicle.
Not Tesla because of the brand, or because of something about that model?
It's because of what the owner is being like.
Yeah, it's definitely about who owns that said brand.
Okay.
Because before he went all the way he's going now, I was like, okay, cool, that's good. Like, looks really cool. But now he's like, oh, what he's doing now, I'm like, no thanks.
It's not even the fact that they look cool. It's just that it's better for the environment to have an electric car. That's my only option. I don't care how any of the Teslas look. I don't like them. I would get the Corvette vest? Shit, those cars are nice. Who gets to care about the environment at that point? But I would not I would not get a Tesla at all, ever. But I would get an electric car from a different brand, which I've heard there's like an uprising brand of electric cars that's about to put Tesla to the test. I just don't remember what it is.
Yeah.
There's nothing that Muskrat is involved with a 10-foot pole.
I've seen a couple of them, or I guess the new ones.
Like, electric cars has a great purpose, especially for the environment and everything.
I can't think
I will
of
not get anything from that specific person ever.
Height. There's an 8. There's an H. The car that starts with an H. I can't remember what the name is.
Honda?
No.
Hyundai?
No.
Hummer?
No.
They
did make an electric Hummer
now.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, world wasn't loading, so I just yeeted myself into open space and I was afraid for a moment.
The Rivian is the new one, and there was another one.
Would you get one of the Chinese brand electric cars?
I think that's what it is.
I would break my American-made cars to get a Chinese brand electric car. Yeah, if I wanted to get an electric car and those are the only two options, I would definitely go with the Chinese brand.
Okay.
Even though my parents have drilled in my head to only get American-made cars.
Ioniq 5 from Hyundai.
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah. I see a bunch of those. It's like I see Ionics and I see Teslas everywhere. Ooh, a Mustang. Nah, I hate Mustangs. I can't see out the back.
Yeah,
that's
all
how
those like sorry, go ahead.
That's good. I was just gonna say, like, Tucker was talking about, like, he can't see out the back, and I was like, that's how I feel about the new Malibus. It doesn't look like you can see out the back.
Ooh, I might get me a Chevy Bolt. I like hatchbacks.
Ah, that makes sense. I was like, where'd that come from? Because I've seen a few of them when I've been car shopping. I'm like, I don't like how this looks at all.
What? Hatchbacks are awesome.
No.
What is the car you're trying to get? Oh, sorry. I'm car
Malibu.
shopping.
Malibu. I will say the one thing about the Taurus, oh my gosh, that trunk space was huge. It looked like you could feel like 3 bodies in there.
Oh God.
As a bowler, that a trunk space is like essential.
No.
Gosh dang, need trunk space for those gosh dang big old bowling bags.
Nah, I'm getting cheeky. It's like the way you feel about my car is the way I feel about your car.
What? You don't want a car that can fit at least 3 bodies in the trunk?
Nah, I like hatchback. Well, like, the hatchback, I just fold the seats down. I can fit like 8, 9.
See, I don't have to fold the seats down to still fit 3 bodies in the trunk.
Well,
Also,
that
like, that's
sounds
how I
scary.
used to estimate how big a trunk is.
How many bodies?
Yeah.
Oh my! Do you ask them? It's like, so how many bodies got fit in the back of this? They're like, oh, I need to make a phone call real quick.
I thought about it, but there hasn't been anybody. There's only been one car dealership that has actually been a female that come and talk to me. That's actually been on the same level as me with like having a standard, but not having a standard for a car.
Okay.
So she was the only one I did vibe with that and did pull that, but nobody else have.
Okay.
3 isn't enough. At least 5.
Yeah,
I don't
normally
need to murder that many people.
Car salespeople are always like really miserable and like really just want to get out there, but they have to like sell you and like actually like act mean just so that they can get a sale and commission and all that stuff.
It also didn't help that we went out there when it was still winter time. So I'm like bundled head to toe, have at least like 3 layers on. Like I came prepared to walk around outside to look at cars, and they're just like here in their nice business casual trying to get me to come inside to get on their computers to look at cars. And I'm like, oh no, I'm good standing out here looking at the cars.
I like to see it in person. And they're like, oh, right, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm like, I came dressed prepared to walk around out here. I got my thermal socks on, about 3 layers, and a scarf and a hat on. I'm okay. I don't know about you now. I'm gonna say, if I see a car that has a piece of paper on there that says I can afford it, then I might go inside and ask about how much like the final breakdown is. But I don't need to go inside to look.
Oh man.
And they're less likely to come out there and bother you, so you can look at peace. Because oh my gosh, they'd be just like cockeying you. Like the moment your car pulls in, they'd be walking. I'm like, hi, how can I help? They'd be walking up to you. I'm like, I just want to look by myself, and then if I find something interesting, then I'll say something. But oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oops. Whoops.
Well, I was hoping a signature was gonna be here, but I found something funny that I very much wanted to read.
Okay.
And it's from Reddit, but it's not a am I the butthole question, but it's like it's from a different subreddit, and it was just so funny. I had had to, like, I looked it up and everything, and I just had to save it.
Okay.
So let me get to a good area to read this real quickly. Get in my boat. Hi, Axolotl. Yeah. Get in my boat. Get in my boat.
There we go.
Hello, doggos. Let's see. Okay, so it's from r/confessions.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
I stole from a museum as a child, and I don't mean from the gift shop.
Oh. Did he take a mummy home?
Totally, yeah. When I was a child, around 7 or 8, I went on a school trip to a museum that had an ancient Egypt exhibit running. The museum staff allowed the class to look at some old relics, passing them around in a circle. I remember looking at this little greeny blue color figurine of a goddess with a hippo head. I really liked it. Without a second thought, I put it in my pocket and took it home with me. I sat at home playing with it, not really understanding the gravity of what I had done. Then we had a big assembly at school. The museum was looking for this figurine as it was not a replica, but an actual ancient Egyptian artifact. I remember playing scenarios in my head of how could I give it back without getting caught, but I couldn't see a way out of it. The museum became angrier. The assemblies grew more pressing. Letters went home to all parents. Parents were called in of naughty children who could have possibly done it. Finally, everybody calmed down. They realized they weren't getting it back. I got away with it. The problem is I'm now 31 and I still have the figurine. I couldn't throw it away. It's thousands of years old. I couldn't give it back. I would have been in unbelievable trouble. If I give it back now, it would look strange that it turned up after all this time in the same town by someone who went to the same school. I've never told anybody about this figurine. No one else has ever seen it. I have no idea what I'll ever do with it, but that's my confession. Museum thief of an ancient artifact at 7 years old.
Oh my god.
It was so good when I heard this, and I saved it and everything just so I could read it.
Oh my. That stresses me out just to hear that. Oh my god. Wow. What's the statute of limitations?
There's an anonymous donation. Just do that.
Oh yeah, just mail it in.
It is actually an update now.
Oh god.
Yeah, it says, just to let everybody know, thank you for your comments. I did the right thing and returned the figurine to the museum. I did it anonymously from a different city. I hope they receive it. I feel a lot better now. Oh my gosh.
Wow. 30 years of guilt just you go to the museum, it's back in its rightful place. Or you go to the museum and you see a school trip and then you watch another kid put it in his pocket.
Stop! After all the trouble of them getting it back.
It's probably gonna be like sealed in like a vault or just like behind glass, or be like, this is one of the relics. You can't touch it.
We're never losing this again.
Yeah, they probably learned their lesson. It was all like, never do a pass around to kids. You hold the figurine the whole time and walk around with it, and they can look but not touch.
Hey. That was... Man. Hey, Juan, do we have torches?
There should be some in the chest.
Okay. I'm like, do I need to have these torches?
There's I think there's a stack of 64.
After
Actually, I
all
don't think I need
those
to keep
years,
these
I
here
don't
anymore.
think there
think
would
much.
be much of a penalty.
When I was in the
I
crevice,
mean, I don't
like,
know.
it was shady. Now that it's wide open.
I don't know what kind of consequence there is from like stealing an artifact from a museum that, you know,
Oh,
I don't know. There's no
did I
telling.
miss? No. Okay.
There's no way for me to get up. Dang. I guess there's not a way to get up. I thought I could have a way to get in. Oh wait. I'm an idiot.
During the week, I write down things I need to remember. Sometimes I write down questions I want to ask. And the only thing I wrote down is some chips, but it's a pending story.
Pending.
Yeah, because y'all remember those weird pictures of chips I've been putting in the chat in Discord? Like
You mean
bread
like
and
brands
butter.
to eating? Oh, those, yes.
Yeah, like Korean barbecue. I told someone about that, and they're like, "Oh, I have the best brand of chips for you," and it's back from their hometown.
Okay, well, that's
So,
done. Now we need to come up with
like,
a design
I'm gonna
for
have my
the
daughter to ship
camos.
Okay, and he's like, "When they get, you try."
Honestly, I might
But I
do the
wrote down the
same thing
brand.
I got on my server, just because I really like
It's
how
like
it
with
looks,
me, like
and it's
it
open
depends.
it's open,
Either things happen right away, or they happen like 2 years later.
it's open so you can like
Like this build.
see them, but they can't come out though. But you can still like see into it.
I took a,
Like
I-
it looks
I
like the
removed
space
all
should
the
be
torches
big enough
and
for them to
now
be
it's
able to
scary.
easily just escape, but they
It's
can't.
nighttime.
And I think that's why I really like it. So that's what I'm thinking about doing. Maybe just do it
so-
here.
I don't know how it is with other people. A lot of times people say things, but then they don't. They say things just to say it and not actually plan on doing it. Me, I plan on doing it. I just do it. Like I did it. But some of the chips, I'm like iffy. I'm like, how long do I wait before I go get them myself? I'm like, you say these are the best chips in the world. And I'm like, okay, give me. So I wrote down the brand, and I'm gonna give it.
What's the brand?
Let me pull it back up. Golden Crispy.
Interesting.
Crispy with a K.
Oh.
Less interesting.
Huh. Kind of don't know what to do while for like the last 10 minutes. I finally finished what I've been working on.
Do what?
I said I don't know what to do for the last like 10 minutes of my stream because I thought what I was working on would take me the rest of the stream.
You can help us. Yeah, come play with some gravel.
Red sand. You want to know? I'm gonna go. Well, no, red sand's way too far away. But it would really make this area.
Come visit us.
No, I'm finally giving homes to my animals. Maybe I'll go pick out a new plot for my camels. Hey, can I go? Can I fill in one of these lava slots or spots?
Go for it. Yeah, go for it.
Wait. Do we have a bucket?
Never mind. I'll just make a new slot that not have lava in it then. Is anybody doing anything with the spot behind Spooky?
Oh. I think so. Or maybe. Is that behind Spooky?
I feel like it would be too congested if I take this next one, so I don't want to take this next one because I've already kind of congested up the area with what I just added.
Okay.
Well, I guess there's still a way
Where's my
around
boat?
it.
Did I leave it? Oh, I did.
Actually, let me move on.
Man,
to this.
I almost fell
In my hole?
Yeah. Well,
It's.
well, I wouldn't say it like that, but
But you wouldn't have died because this is not as like deep as the like further down.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna ignore that.
hey, I'm headed over there.
Let me see what's over here. Maybe there's a spot over
I'm
here.
changing the subject real quick.
Well, I guess technically you could jump. No, I shouldn't take this one either. Is this 16 spots
I'll
over
show you the
here?
spot that's reserved.
How big is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No, that would hit that. Never mind. I can't use that spot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
You know, apparently there's a new song that people are singing about an axolotl on the stairs or something like
Oh, I
that.
saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, I just heard it today that everybody, like, I just saw so many videos of it. I'm like, what the fudge?
Axolotl on the stairs.
Yeah.
Oh man, this area is heavy.
Oh yeah, I need to. That's what I can do. I
Man,
can
all stream, I was just hanging out at 60 FPS, and as soon as I walk over here, it's like 20.
oh my God, I need to do my enchantments. Oh my gosh, dang. What's in here? Oh, that's what's in there. Okay. I need to do all my enchantments for my armor. That's what I should work on. Okay, I know what I need to do now.
Whew, I was like, please don't hit the one lily pad floating in the pool.
Finally max that out. This is where we hide because
Behind Spooky, yes, that is fine.
Nah, I just remembered something. I'm not gonna pick behind Spooky.
Okay. Didn't I turn off the...
You think he's gonna see me up
Or
here?
is this default? Alright.
I don't think I got a spyglass.
Hey,
I'm around. You think he sees us?
Basically, next to Spooky is where I was thinking about putting the thing. Or maybe behind Spooky.
I can't tell if he was looking at us.
Yeah, behind Spooky it will probably be. Well, it'll block that. I don't know. What is it?
Yeah.
16? Let me count 16 out and see. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Hmm.
8, 9. It'll go right up against the tunnel, which,
the lava.
yeah. It could go here, but then we'd have to move and stuff. I actually don't know where this could go.
Might use the space behind the makeshift pyramid pool, I guess. Depending on if that's enough space from the gold farm.
Okay. Speaking of the gold farm, I don't think that was built with the chunks in mind.
Definitely. Don't you see how big those portals are? That's not a chunk worthy.
That was pre-chunk.
Yeah.
I was just curious if the back of the chunks like were under the gold farm, but they're not. There's clearance. Okay. Okay. Well, I have the info I was looking for. Back out to Graveland. For some reason, that reminded me of Graveland.
Graveland? Graveland?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I want to play Trackmania now.
Yeah, I just talked to him a few weeks ago, actually. He gave me pictures of his vacation, and oh my gosh, they were so pretty.
Nice.
Oh, you know, I was making a wall. I kind of forgot about that.
I thought you were done.
Oh, and now I'm nowhere near done. Well, I am halfway done, actually. I'm actually in the final stretch of it. All I have to do is bring it back to spawn.
Okay.
I just got really burnt out with it.
Okay.
Cause I hit that mess hard. Yeah, I hit this mess real hard.
Yeah, this build over here is interesting. It's going in like weird phases.
Yeah, this right here, I
Like
want
the first phase was like finding
to
that
build a
cave
wall
underground.
around the village
Like,
because Taco was going to finally
Trying
give
not to
us
die.
like our
and then it was
own
like, okay, cool.
little
And the second phase
areas
was, like,
where we don't have to follow the
extending
chunk
tunnel,
rule. And
to where the edge
so,
of the
like,
thing is,
back over here,
and then expanding that trench.
back over here in this
And
area.
then now it's like, how big is the bottom of
This area right over here would be mine. So all this over here would be my area, and
now we're in that
I
phase where it's kind of like
could do whatever I want. And so I was
Chat time.
honestly wanted to
It's
build
like-
a
it's like-
castle back here.
it's like
So it seemed
building
fitting
infrastructure to
to
the next
have
build.
a
it's like
Wow.
it's railroad time.
so like started
A lot of
this
the
build
same.
basically
But interesting.
I need to get rid of
conversations
that.
along the way.
because I don't like that no more.
Right now,
I've
it's
already
just
destroyed
gravel
half
time.
of it. I
It's
need to
like we gotta
destroy
put
the rest of it.
hundreds of thousands of blocks
But yeah, I started working on this wall. Did a lot of clearing, a lot of
and then pick them back up.
going this way and that way, having to mine so much material. Cut down trees.
like,
Luckily,
yeah,
it was a
I
dark
could
oak
write a
forest
command
here,
or use
so it
some
helped
tool.
with getting all the dark oak wood that I
Where's that one?
needed.
Cheating.
It will also
Yeah,
help me
it's
get
like,
rid
where's
of
the
the
fun in-
makeshift wall that's like already here, and I can like expand out the village and put more torches, so it's like actually expanded out and everything.
It's like you can't almost fall off
And
of that
probably like
about
light it
50
up
times.
and actually like take care of the village and stuff. But this right here is like the last stretch
Can't
I've
yell at
done.
squids while doing that.
You can also see, let's go up this
You
one.
can't get attacked by drowns several times.
You can actually see what they're working on all the way over there.
Almost fall to your death many times.
Yeah, but this one right here, this is the very last one I've done. And as you can see, I've started to lay out the
Build a
foundation
pool, a
going
very
this
small
way.
pool with like
But that's really all
17
I've
fish in
done.
it for no reason.
Because I also need to light it
Your
up
very own
too.
aquarium.
Oh my god. And now they're all oh, because it's flowing water. Oops, sorry guys. They're all like bunched in the corner.
So yeah, so now I have to like, I can light this up and like, this is what our wall consisted of: parts of the building, fences,
there,
the
but I
dirt
wanna empty out
wall and
these stacks of
everything.
Gravel first, so y'all gotta wait.
So once that's done, oh, I haven't even done the bottom half of this.
There you go.
I thought I had, oh my gosh, I am living a lie. I thought I've done that whole entire bottom half. How long did that take to build? Oh, this took like a few months. Yeah, this took a while because I had to like, I did it like from either working on nothing but just the bottom half or working on nothing but just the top half. And there was also like trying to figure out, do I just build, like, do I just mine it out to build the whole thing? Or do I follow the terrain and only put like
Oh yeah.
what can fit?
Their trial of the year 2025.
Because all the way over here,
Oh.
I
Turn it back off
started
and on
with like
Yeah,
actually
like,
mining out the whole entire thing, so I can actually put the
I feel
whole
the same.
entire like wall. Because I mean, I designed like I took the
raggedy
design
ass
for the whole entire wall,
That's
so why
only
not use
been
the design for the
January,
whole
it's not
entire
even,
wall?
like,
But after realizing how much I had to dig out for that
Yeah.
mess, I realized I didn't want to do that. So I realized I learned to just go with the terrain.
I'm just like,
So if the terrain was up here, we only had to do up to this part of the wall. If the terrain went down,
do
then
2024
we added
over.
more of the wall. But there was no point in me actually digging out enough to make the whole entire wall, because it wasn't going to get seen down there. So I learned that. Like if it was just like one block difference, then yeah, I make the
One
one
thing that's
block to
weird
do the
with,
whole
like, the
entire
last
thing. See,
few years, it's like
but
I remember 2018.
yeah, this
being
is supposed to go
terribly-
all the way around and come up to the front.
or 2017 or
And
2018.
it was
like
supposed to go
just
across the front, but Taco
lucky.
has this whole envision, and if I build the
house.
wall up here, you won't be able to see the
Like, it's
village.
just
That's the
sucked.
one issue with
Well,
this
were we
build
streaming
right
by then?
here, which
Oh,
is
yeah,
why
we were
I
streaming, like,
didn't
2016
think I could
was an
actually take
excellent
the
year.
spot behind
And then
Spooky,
2017
because he
or
wants
2018
Juan
was a
to move
garbage year.
this out the way so he can still have
following
a
the
clear
year
picture
right on.
of
I'm
this.
like,
That's so
why?
cool. I don't think I am
Why
creative
was-
enough for all that.
Whatever
I'm
year
not
that
either,
was,
honestly.
Why was that such a?
Long
'Cause
ago.
We've had Mercy or since then?
When
Yes.
I used to play
Yep,
with
definitely.
Ian and Cryptid all the
I'm like,
time. I finally like established what kind of
free to go bunch of
like Minecraft player I am. That, in my opinion, is
so I'm
like
is there anything
very
I
much
can do
related
like, reset me?
to me.
'Cause
It's like, you know, like they say they'll like find what makes you different, and this is like what makes me
like,
different.
every year is
Because
just
yes, I would consider
bit
myself a
more rough
builder,
than the last.
but I wouldn't consider myself like a Minecraft builder. I am more of a Lego Minecraft builder. I love to like follow tutorials of stuff. Which, I mean, granted, yeah, that doesn't like, in my head, it doesn't mean that I have like much creativity, but not a lot of people can sit there and like have the patience to want to follow a tutorial.
I'm like, what about a boring year?
Cause I'll like it does like I've followed I've like done a 4-hour tutorial build too and everything.
I think we're too deep into everything.
But also on top of like being like a Lego builder and doing like tutorial builds, I have gotten a lot better to where I can like look at a picture of something and been able to like recreate it just about.
Yeah, it's gonna be not a fun 4 years.
So I can like get a very clear picture of like a certain Minecraft build. I'm able to recreate it, so I don't have to like I don't really need a tutorial for it.
That whole swing happened 8 years ago.
Yes,
like
it's
20.
been crazy ever
But
since.
I mean,
like, it's been growing.
So it like helps.
It was like,
so I feel like that like defines me. As like
and
makes me stand out as an individual. I'm a builder, but I'm a Lego builder that also can build basically off of a picture.
Disaster.
Just about.
It's just been like us, like not as big of a disaster. Every year just hasn't felt better than the last.
I might not have like creativity, but I'm able to like take different pictures from different builds,
even it
aka
out.
like the Nether build, and like smash it together to become like something.
Like I'll be happy with okay.
It might be made up of other people, but it's still like my creative thought process of it. And then there's occasional time where I'll actually have like an original build that I've thought of like myself all the way through and done.
That's what I've been thinking about. How can I make this an okay year?
So let me see.
I did make one move, and that's bringing the podcast back.
There you go.
I'm trying to find something real quickly. See if I can find the picture.
So that is gonna distract me some. So I'll be like in other worlds, enjoying other stories, paying attention to other things.
I don't remember where the picture is. So oh well.
So I will be.
I think tutorials would be my style as well. If somebody gave me instructions, I would be more than happy to build. Yeah. Yes.
Oh. What other anime are you watching?
So whoops! Oh gosh, dang it. Well, like I like very lightly clicked on a chest with an axe, and apparently I pulled a U and it instantly broke. And everything that was in it fell out. What is it? The
Apothecary?
Yeah, diary.
Okay.
And My Happy Marriage season 2.
Okay. I won't be able to get to those before I'll look into those first to see if there's, because it's weird.
Rip Green not being here. She doesn't get to ban the bot.
Watching two older seasons, which takes up all of my initial thoughts time, and then I'm gonna go straight into final thoughts without having talked about initial thoughts for most of this season. So it's gonna be,
because that one has 24 episodes in the first season, so that one's has a lot. The Diary one has 24 episodes in the first season.
Oh, so it's the second season that's out?
Yeah, the second season's out, and so is the second season of My Happy Marriage. But I think that one only has 12 in the first season, though.
You and Shane with y'all. You know, it's my fault. I'm just very...
I told you, I can easily get through 60-something episodes in a week. It's like 24 episodes in a day. It's only about 8 hours. Shoot. Oh, then don't let it be something I discovered in English dub. Oh, it's over then. Shoot. I don't have to 100% just be staring at the screen to get all the information. Oh yeah, it's over.
I've gotten so rusty. Or I could blame the show. I'm gonna go ahead and say, but like
2 rainy days in one stream, it's crazy. That never happens.
Shangri-La Frontier, they're in RPGs, so the characters' names are on top of their heads, and because it's in Japanese, the person's the name is in kanji, and they did the translation. So there's 2 characters walking from the right side of the screen towards us, towards the left side of the screen. And then I see 2 translated names on the left side of the screen. And I'm like, why are there words just floating in? Oh, wait a minute. And the characters like slowly walk towards their names. And then they stop right under the words. I'm like, they should have to subtitle this. But, yeah, that was just something very silly that I noticed. But the thing that I'm falling behind on is, like, especially in what was the other show? The slow one. Solo Leveling. In Solo Leveling, like, he keeps pulling out them screens. And I'm trying to read the screen and he, like, closes it. And I'm like, I wasn't finished reading.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I've gotten so rusty reading all this stuff on the screen. It's... I don't like it. It's like I'm not gonna switch over to dub. I'm starting to like get it for people who are like, I can't read that fast. I'm like, I used to be able to. But I don't want to keep pausing it every time somebody pulls up something. It's like a lot of times it's not necessary. But I want to know. I want to know. Like,
yeah.
He pulled up 3 screens and they say 3 things, and he's like, "Oh," and I'm like, "Oh, what? Say it. Exposit. Tell me." And he's like, "Oh, I know what to do." And then he like does something else, and I'm like, "What did the screen?" Or like they'll open up a note from someone, and then they don't. Whoa!
Do I have a lightning rod somewhere? I don't think I do.
Time to sleep. There's explosions afoot.
Yeah, I don't watch. Yeah, I don't watch dub, but if I like come across an anime multiple times, like, and every time I've come across it and it's caught my attention and it's in dub, I'm gonna go and watch it in dub, because I don't know if I'll get that same feeling watching it subbed.
Oh, it's kind of like a baby bird, whatever you see first.
Yeah, if I come across an anime in both things, and like if dub doesn't attract my attention, but it does in like sub, then I'll go watch it in sub. If I come across it in dub and it keeps popping up in dub, and it's like keeping me like attracted to it, then yeah, I'll just watch it in dub. But like if I just like see a picture of an anime and I'm like, oh, my default of watching an anime is always just gonna be sub. That is my default.
Mine is dubbed unless there's like nothing, like unless it's only subs, then I'll watch it. But I'd rather just like, but I don't mind watching either.
I default to subs, and very few dubs will not bug me. Like, there's something there about, like, and it's not just the Japanese compared to English. Like, Ray found 2 like disaster movies, short TV series kind of things, where it's like it's in 4 parts, and each episode's an hour long, so it's basically like a 4-hour long movie. She found 2 of them that were, one of them was in German, and
Interesting.
the other one was in like Norwegian or some European country. And like we saw the trailer, and like I was like, okay, yeah, that looks cool. And then she started playing the movie, and like they're talking about the volcano and blah blah blah, and there's some people like taking samples and stuff like that, and they're like, oh, okay. They're like, oh, this looks odd. We need to take this to the lab. Blah blah blah. And I'm like, what? Why is everybody talking at the same volume? I'm like, it just sounded weird. It sounded like everybody was just in your face talking at you. And I'm like, something's off. And I'm like, I'm not fully watching it. It's playing on the TV off to the side to me. And I'm sitting here working on stuff. And like, for some reason, everybody's talking in the same tone and the same volume. And I'm like, what is going on? So then I turn towards the TV. And like one person that's at the desk, like at the front of the screen, he's like, yeah, so I took these results and then I found this, and I think we take some more results from like the other part of the volcano, because if this and that and this and that. And I'm like, okay. And then somebody on the other side of the room is like, yeah, that does make sense. Blah blah blah. And I'm like, why is he? I'm like, he should be quieter because he's on the other side of the room. So then I start looking at their mouths, and I'm like, oh, this is dubbed. What language is this originally in? I was like, okay, that's weird. And then it's in the background, so I'm just listening to what people say, stuff, and then it plays out. People are like, and I look over, and there's a volcano blowing up, people running and screaming. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then, I was like, that's cool. And then Ray found one about floods. And I was like, sure. Because Netflix is like, oh, you watch documentaries about old floods and old volcanoes. How about TV series, short TV series about floods and volcanoes? I was like, oh, whatever. So we, yeah, you put that on. And then like 20 minutes in, I'm like, is this one dubbed too? And I go and look, and they're like, yeah, so this is about. And I'm like, why is all this stuff dubbed? I was like, there's something about the tone that throws me off. Like with that other movie, I caught it because everybody was talking at the same volume. And I'm like, this doesn't feel right. And then I look over and it's dubbed. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then the second one, I was more like sensitive to it. And they're talking about the flood, and like just the way people were talking doesn't sound right. And then I look over there, and the person's like, this is bullshit. And the person's like screaming, and the person who did the voiceover is just talking. And I'm like, that doesn't match. Like if I was watching it, I would have immediately caught on. But because I wasn't looking at it, it took like 15 minutes or so, and I'm like, something's off. what's happening. So, as far as
Okay,
like
well,
dubbed anime, it's the same
on a
thing.
different
There's
note,
something
well,
about the
Taco
tone
is still doing this.
that I don't.
Oh, so
I don't
you're
know.
just
It
streaming
stands out too much to me.
Helldivers too. Wow. He didn't even want
not
to join
interrupt,
us.
But do you want me to get rid of this as well?
But
like the giant
yeah, I've
square?
already snoozed the ad like twice, and I don't want the ads to play.
Because I'm entering this kind
So
of
I
territory
am
now,
gonna
so
go ahead
Okay.
and call the stream there. I need to do some stuff anyways within like the next 10 minutes. So
No, I would say
I would stop
We're
until like by
going
the
to
waterfall and
go.
stuff like that, but
I'm gonna send you
to that point,
guys
it's
to
pretty much, like, good to go.
Nerdy.
There's, like, the
They're
stopping point,
playing
there's
some
it stops like at a certain
GTA
point, like
5
with the dirt and stuff like that, so I could stop
RP.
there.
So yeah,
let's see.
I think they're RPing a
How
cop,
much
which I don't think I've ever seen them
Gravel
RP a cop.
reserves do you have?
Well, that's pretty much all there.
Yeah, this will be interesting.
Because I would say
No,
basically.
Mr. Epic, I'm
fill this in,
sorry.
and then
I
just
actually
keep on
honestly
the edge
stayed
here,
on
you can see,
20
like,
minutes extra,
the-
which I shouldn't. I
where
really
the
do
dirt
need to
block-
get some stuff
the
done.
dirt stops the water
But
from
it
coming,
was
so I can
nice
stop,
seeing you,
right
Alex.
here or right
So,
here, and then just keep on going.
but yeah, we should be live tomorrow,
Oh,
and it should be Borderlands.
because of the height that we're at.
Gotta check
Yeah.
again with Emilio to
Okay.
make sure he's gonna be here.
Yes.
But
So
should be
save a couple
Borderlands
Save
again.
a couple of the lines until you hit the dirt.
Okay.
You do what you
And
need to do.
then,
Hope you're doing well. Thank you. I hope
you'll
you're
probably
doing
end up
well
basically
too,
just
and
taking
hope
all
the
that lot,
podcast and
dumping it in
everything
the corner.
is good.
But
Let's get that raid up while Taco
yeah,
is still
from
chit
here
chatting
we're
and
gonna
talking.
need a lot of glass, and it's
Yep,
we
let me
have a lot of reserves
Halloween.
at like on our way to the jungle where we left off where the spire was supposed to be.
We
Yep,
also need to do
start
the other
that
side
raid.
as well. So
Yes, and so
Oh wow,
I
that's
would
new.
say shave that.
The bot now tells you to have a
block.
great rest of your day, and don't forget to stay
Up to the dirt block,
hydrated and
you
take
said?
care of yourself when you
Yes,
start a
up to that dirt block.
raid.
Then
That's so
take over
cute.
what
The
I'm
bot
doing.
just learns more and more stuff every
What
single
are you
time, and
doing?
it's so amazing.
that's a good question.
But yes,
Yeah.
as always, I appreciate you all and I love you all. Thank you guys for sticking around and being here. Like I said, we'll be live tomorrow, most likely with Borderlands, as long as
So
Emilio
pretty
is
much what I've
free.
been doing.
Oh my god. Okay.
And
I need to
then
build a
have
moat.
our little ducky
Like,
stream,
seriously.
and then
Yeah,
end
so
the stream
basically,
with Rocket League.
exactly what
Thanks for your
what you're
wonderful
doing, except
stream.
smaller.
You're welcome.
and then
Have a good night, you too,
I'm
Alex. As always, I
basically leaving a moat
appreciate
down
you
here.
all, and I love you all.
Oh, I'm fishing this spawning.
And
Cool.
I hope you
I
all
felt bad
have a
'cause there was like
great
17
day,
fish
night,
over here.
evening, wherever you are in the world.